which only leads me to believe cap.
Smelling on me soon as I walked in. Don't really do all that talking. I see what them shooters drive often.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I'm back with another video. If you do not know me, my name is B Octavia. I'm 22 years old, finna be 23, but I'll tell y'all about that later. And I'm from Washington, D.C. If you are not new here, you know what I get into. You know what I'm saying? I get into the real talks that everybody needs to join. I bring up exclusive stories discovered by yours truly. And I also have occasional reaction videos. So today will be a reaction. The reaction is on Evelyn Lozada. Now, if you guys do not know who Evelyn Lozada is a reality star on Basketball Wives. With Tammy, with OG, with Kristen, with those people. One of the original cast members. Another highlight of hers is that she's never been a wife. So I don't know how she got on there, but moreover, she has had numerous relationships with men who are black. Now, why that is important is because she has also made racially insensitive comments about black women. Now, one thing that this video is surrounding is the fact that she is defending the statement that she made by calling OG a gorilla. Also calling OG ugly. OG's response was, Chad likes it. I'm your favorite athlete's favorite athlete. Loved it. And it sent Evelyn over the edge. So she had a recent interview where she is defending the statement that she made and saying that she's Afro Latina. I have tried to find certain statements in which she has came out as Afro Latina before, and I have been unsuccessful in that search, which only leads me to believe cap. So I have it up now. After this, I will tell you guys my opinion, and then I'm going to look at the comments because I haven't looked at any of it. I just seen the headline which says Evelyn Lozada says she was offended when she was told by a Basketball Wives cast member that she thinks she's black. I'm Afro Latina. And this is my thing. When looking at that title, I'm not surprised because one thing that I see a lot with Evelyn on the show is that she wants everything to be about how she feels. She wants to negate from what she says that's insensitive to people, and she wants to focus more on what they said and how hurtful that was. Well, that's not right. Let's react to this. Let's just do it. I'm trying not to get too mad before I do it, but let's do it.
I consider myself Afro Latina because I could, I have backtracked my roots, so I know where I come from, so I know, I have a little bit of everything, yes. So it's funny because on the season somebody was like, bitch, you think you black? And I've never had anybody tell me that. And I was so offended, because I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, I think I'm black. Like, I grew up in New York. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know where I come from. I know where I've done DNA tests just to know. Yeah. But I want to be able to tap into that more. I'm proud to be Puerto Rican and I'm from New York and Afro Latina and all that good stuff. You can't consider myself Afro Latina because I could, I have backtracked.
Okay.
So I know where I come from.
The shade room is so messy because it says I'm Afro Latina, and that's not really what she said. She said she considers herself Afro Latina. Now that's different from actually being Afro Latina. Being Puerto Rican doesn't mean that you're Afro Latina. I'm really confused. People are literally throwing the Afro in front of Latina when they are Spanish and they say something that is racially insensitive. That's what I don't agree with. That's what I don't like. What does that have to do with you thinking that it's okay for you to say these things to people when your only defense is because you're from New York? So if I wasn't black, and me being from DC, which is Chocolate City, and me saying something racially insensitive to a black person, and then my defense is, I'm from Washington, D.C. Like, I'm from Washington, D.C. That makes no sense. That's not a defense. So what, you're from New York? What does that have to do with the statement that was made to you and the statement that you made to other people who are black? And this is my thing. Everybody has a little bit of everything. Everybody does. Even the most Caucasian people have a little bit of everything. So, why is that your defense? And it's not a defense. Just because you've seen your DNA and you've seen, that means that you can act this way? That means that you can be racially insensitive to black people and you're not even a part of that culture. But because you're from New York, let me get this right. Because you're from New York, you're exempt from being ridiculed for what you have said to black people. You have such disrespect for the black woman, but you love to date black men. If you have so much respect to the root, to the bone of you, for the Afro culture, for the black culture, then you wouldn't have the remarks such as ugly, such as gorilla, and the list goes on to black women. But you want to cry wolf when you get into an altercation with a black man. You don't have the respect. You never had the respect for the black woman, for the black culture. And yes, a lot of cultures want to emulate. They want to literally emulate and reflect that of the black culture, but they don't understand us. You wouldn't have got into so many arguments with so many black women if you really understood where we was coming from. But we are two separate cultures. We've grown up different. Even though you're from New York, it doesn't matter. People need to stop making excuses. And it's literally that easy to say, I said what I said. And how do you not know what it means when somebody says you think you black, but you don't want the gorilla term to be taken wrong? How do you not know what that means? You think you're black. She ran trying to catch up to Cece, trying to do whatever she was trying to do to Cece. She never did that to OG. She never did that to Tammy. She never did that to Jackie. She stayed seated. She never swung. She never ran trying to run down, like none of that. So it's like, don't cap. That's all I gotta say about that. So let me read some of these comments. Growing up in the hood does not make you black. And that's what a lot of races need to know. Yes, we are all minority. And I made a video on this specific thing. But yes, we are all minorities. Spanish, Mexicano, what else, we black. We are all minority. But that doesn't mean that we all should say nigga. That doesn't mean that we all are black. It's different struggles for different folks. So the simple fact that she's trying to put it all in the same just because she grew up where there were a lot of black people, which is the projects, which is the hood, doesn't mean that you can say you Afro-Latina. And that's just like Veronica Vega. She said some racist stuff on Love and Hip Hop, and then she tried to say, oh, I know what my roots are. I know that my grandma had some of this in her and some of that in her. Doesn't mean that you do. And it doesn't give you an excuse to be racially insensitive about a culture, a whole culture that you know nothing about. Let's cut that out. Alright? How can she say that but attempt to ridicule another woman for being black? Exactly. This is my thing when it comes to a race discussion. A lot of people are jaded, and a lot of people, I'm saying that they are categorizing if we all are brown, we're black. That's not the same thing. And I'm very offended. I'm very offended by some of these comments that's saying it's either Latinos that don't know their roots or it's African Americans that are telling us that we are all not the same color. Color is not the question. It's race. Nationality is not the question. It's race. Where you're from, where you grew up is not the question. It's race. Where your people originated is not the question. It's race. It's a fucking identity crisis. All Latinos cannot say they're Afro-Latina. All Afro-Latinas are not really Afro-Latinas. It's all in your perception. And look at what she said. That's how she views it. Would her daughter say she was Afro-Latina? Probably not. Did her daughter know that she was going to say that shit? Probably not. Does she agree? I don't think so. Y'all need to really educate yourselves, apparently. Somebody said, and no, the fuck she's not. Just like I said, no one cares. I don't care because she's trying to create a diversion, which we're not going to do. Alright? People are throwing the afro on anything these days, and I agree. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I say that to say, in conclusion, Evelyn Lozada, I'm calling you out. No, you are not Afro-Latina. You cannot minimize what you said to a black woman, to several black women. The disrespect is getting called out. You are getting called out. And let's just leave it at that. Leave y'all comments and y'all thoughts below. My blood is boiling. You feel what I'm saying? I want to hear what y'all have to say, and I will see y'all in my next video.